Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another live watch party. Thank you for coming on in. We are finally live to talk Stranger Things. Of course, many people may want to talk about Cobra Kai as well, because I think the results are in when we're talking about the greatest show of all time, the greatest show that ended in 2025, however you want to put it. Yeah. But I think Stranger Things has some hate going around, somewhat deserved. I think there are some things it did well. Um and I was going to get some videos on that. I would have had it out, but I guess I wasn't feeling good. Like, what day was that? Like Friday, and then even maybe a little Saturday or something. So I wasn't able to quite work on it the way I wanted to, but I will get some videos out. I want to get at least a video. I'll say the good things, and maybe we'll do a video on the bad things. People like the bad things. But there was some good out there. And then maybe a few character things, maybe who is the best character? Steve? My wife says Steve. He was kind of the best. He has a good ending. Couples obviously didn't stay together. Well, specifically Mike and Elle, and then the Jonathan, Steve, Nancy triangle broke apart too. But the couples that did stay together, Hopper and Joyce, is like, I think in a way they were the main ones, and then you had Max and Lucas, which are okay, but not as like they weren't like the couple people were rooting for, Max and Lucas. They were whatever they were. So that was that couple. DJ Club Rules. Welcome 2026. Yeah, actually, it's true. It is the first stream of 2026. Maybe I should have did a stream on the New Year. Stranger Things had just come out, so I didn't do a New Year stream. I was oh shoot, where was I? But yeah, welcome 2026. Come on in. Tell me what you think. We're gonna have a watch party. Here we go. Putting the show up on the screen. There we go. Happy New Year, OG Sonic. Yeah. One thing I didn't like, I thought they really underused Callie. Like I expected more from her, and it was kind of sad. 2016 was 10 years ago. Yeah, that's how time goes. 2016 was 10 years ago. God, I remember it too. And the older you get, OG Sonic, let me tell you, like the crazier it gets, because like your mind works differently, because you'll have things that feel like, oh, it's so fresh in your mind, what you were doing there. And it was like, so much has changed. How tall is Millie? I'm actually not sure. I think she's only average height for a girl, or maybe a little over. She only looks tall in this shot because she's standing next to Callie here. Cobra Kai rapper from the 2000s. Hey, watch party. What's up? What it do? Happy New Year. And I hope you're doing well for yourself. I, I sure am. Everyone's talking about the end of Stranger Things. Hitting that, got no bling. Dull as a horse. Dull as a horse. Cool as a whale. It don't make no sense. So just give it up. Hail. Bow, 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 bow. Cobra Kai rapper from the 2000s. Hey, Max leading L through Vecna's memory. The Lost Sister arc. Yeah, I wasn't like as horrified by it as some people. I guess I understood why some people talked about it as the worst episode, but I always knew Callie would come back. It was clear like they were setting it up. Although I think when Callie did come back, she was kind of underwhelming, and I think that was part of the problem. What's good, watch party? You know what? New Year's is good. Christmas is good. Still Christmas till at least tomorrow. So, keep the spirit alive, keep it going. Don't let it fall off. And look forward to a great new year. Unironically, I actually don't even know if humanity will be around 10 years from now. Oh, come on. Let me put this way, Org Sonic, OG Sonic. You are not the first person to say that. I don't know if humanity will be around for 10 years. People have been saying that for years, maybe even centuries or millennia. They always say that. Oh, the way things are going, we're all going to be gone. So either you are the first person out of however many untold thousands over millennia who would be right, or you are just another who will have made the same prediction and be just as wrong as everyone else. Why this background image? You mean that with Will? I just picked it. That's just Will at the end of the series. One of the last shots of Will. I just have it here, and then I have the last episode pulled up. World War III AI. Yeah. What do you think? AI? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Here's the thing about AI, since you're bringing it up, OG Sonic. Learn to use AI as a supplement for your life or whatever. Just this morning, I was going to make some biscuits because we were talking about, I don't know, wife party got some jam or whatever. It's like, oh, we'll put jam on the biscuits. Anyway, I was like, I'm going to make drop biscuits because I normally don't. And I used Grok. I said, give me a recipe. And here's the thing. And wife party mentioned making it in the cast iron. Why am I telling you all this, like random details? The point is, like, it spit me out a recipe, most of which I already knew, like, or would have suspected. And then I just, I saw one good tip in there about like for the preheating or something. And then I just mostly made a recipe I knew. And, just went from there. But if you use AI as a tool to aid you, it can really work. The one of Ellen Kelly. I just clicked a shot early on in the episode and just like, and it had something. I try to I prefer like a shot where like people are like, you see like looking at the screen or something. Like it was just kind of random. I'm just concerned about AI. How is it going to change the world the more advanced it's going to get? I don't know. I mean, I don't know everything. We're going to look into coding and stuff, but yeah, like it's just use it as a tool. Use it as a tool. Wife party? Last time I was here. So, where have you been? I got married over half a year ago now, which is crazy because we got married last May, May 24th. So yeah. Yeah, fiance party got upgraded to wife party. Very nuanced. Sure. You need the Lucas I don't believe in coincidence shot. What shot was that? Was it at the end? I like remember what you're saying, but I don't remember where it was in the episode. So like it's hard to like find something. You got to know like where in the episode to look. I read somewhere Max Kelly that said season 6 of Cobra Kai would be released on DVD March 4th. That's possible. I might have thought it would be earlier, but it's certainly March 4th is possible. A website said it. They had different agreements. They always had to wait because there were like exclusive agreements and such. So March 4th, maybe kind of dissipated with Cobra Kai, or do you mean disappointed? It's in volume 1 at the hospital after Teddy get attacked. Oh, okay. Well, I just have, I don't know. I have episode 8 pulled up. I mean, I could go back, but he's probably the Tanner Buchanan of the show, athletic and sport. Yeah. His video on men's health, absolutely shredded. I haven't seen that, but I do believe you. I got the impression he's like definitely in, shredded shape. Joyce finishing Vecna as well. Yeah. It definitely, it's kind of funny because you're like, why is Joyce even here? She didn't do anything. But why is Joyce here? And then it's like, oh, the answer is she's gonna be the one to kill Vecna. Finish him off anyway for good. Nice little moment for her. It was kind of like I got a vibe, if you remember, like Molly Weasley in the Battle of Hogwarts. It was very, very similar vibe. You can't help but like draw a conclusion, or I mean, not a conclusion, a comparison. Fan service in the finale. I mean, I guess, but I feel like it's mostly just like them, paying off everything they did, paying off the setups and getting to the conclusion. That feels like fan service, but this part with Murray. Some of the CGI and it looked a bit green screeny. While it was, in fact, I was just seeing some footage of them shooting it. Yeah, and it's like, a lot of all green screen stuff. For how would you rate the Stranger Things 5 finale? Okay. Fair question. I mean it hits and has this bittersweet ending, you know. I mean, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, maybe even an 8 out of 10. Um like as a finale, it does a lot of what it set out to do. Um, it's not quite perfect, but as I'll say, if I get out a video here on like the what it does well, like I think what it does well is it really hits sort of that bittersweet ending. It brings up emotions and everything, and I think that's sort of um something like it really succeeded at. Is it necessarily like the most satisfying happily ever after ending? Not necessarily. It's the bittersweet ending, and that's what I want to talk about. The one second about was Nancy. She was she wasn't even using a good weapon to fight the mind flare. She had the rifle essentially, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I felt like Nancy, um, like 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 Nancy shoots this giant thing with her gun, and like it totally like weakened it, and like, oh my god. And it was kind of like the sliding scale of power, like that unfortunately they just did, like the sliding scale of power where like like it was always this way with the demogorgons. Sometimes like they're shooting demogorgons, like when the military's there, they're just shooting demogorgons and it's like nothing's happening. And then sometimes you can like just kick a demogorgon and knock it all the way back, like that, like so. It's like her shooting seemed to be very effective. But other times when they were just having the little demodogs and stuff, they would be pumping it full of lead and nothing happened. And it was like, I like that he has a flamethrower. The fan cope has been hilarious. Don't watch, guys. There's a secret final episode. Yeah, I saw people on TikTok or something saying that, like, oh no, there's gonna be a new final episode. Like, like that's kind of crazy. You've never seen something like that. Matt Moore is here. Thank you for coming on in, Matt. I heard they started working on the live action spin-off series today. Um, I mean, maybe if she shot a Demogorgon, which is the same thing as that thing's left toe, it would have eaten the bullets and then her. Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was better than the prior episode for sure and wrapped things up. Felt like it dragged on a bit. Good show, but no Cobra Kai. Yeah, pretty much. I think it succeeded in like hitting an emotional ending, an emotional climax. I think it's a very bittersweet ending, um, which is always going to hit differently than like the happy ending thing. Ooh, Will's pissed there. Um, he's just got a freaking flamethrower. They also never explained like where it got that. Like they just say like Murray brought this stuff or whatever. And he's like, hey, he's got a flamethrower, and she's got the Molotov cocktails. And so it's season 5 would be like the apocalypse given the end of season 4. Well, it was close to the apocalypse. It was close. Imagine how Cobra Kai series would be at least a cast crossover, yeah. This and Nancy winning a shootout against multiple military soldiers easily. They're just overly done and can't even close to realist. I mean, yeah, when they rammed into the gate or something, I was like, how did Murray survive? Because like there's even bullet holes right where he was driving, but somehow he never got hit by anything. It made sense. Yeah. I mean, I think it made sense. I think I even said somewhere, didn't I? It would probably end with them playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, guys, didn't I say that in one of my videos? It might have been a short. You might have not seen it. But I'm pretty sure I talked about it ending with them playing Dungeons and Dragons. So, I mean, that's that, you know? Very, very bittersweet. So, I mean, obviously it was never going to be like, oh, it's all a D&D campaign. That didn't make any sense. But I think it would end with them playing because that's how it began. So let's see. Jasper finally went to Enzo's. Or Jasper, I can die happy. Yeah, they got to Enzo's, huh? Nice of them. People hate it simply because they got attached to Al and she died, but her death didn't make sense if you know what I mean. It seemed like an unnecessary sacrifice. But at the same time, I don't really believe the rest, the story he tells. So, um, like none of this quite makes sense. Like this story, it doesn't even really make sense. I mean, you could say he's guessing, which I guess he is, but I don't know. Let's see. One disappointing aspect of Stranger Things as the series went on, and especially season 5, it grew away from the scary horror theme the first season had. Season 5 was more action than horror suspense. That is correct. That is correct. It's something. Actually, my wife just saw a video or someone talking about that. You know, it's kind of gone away from the horror, and it was like straight up action. It was straight up them fighting the mind flayer, you know, giant beast, and it's like now here's the fight. I would say it took basically the path of a D&D campaign where like everyone was essentially like leveling up, and if you do a D&D campaign at level 1, you're in the small contained sort of aspect of it, small missions, small things, but by the time you're at the end, you're fighting the dragon, the big guy, the mind flayer, and that's kind of the way they went. Toward your Cobra Kai Robbie season 3 theory, the one where he redeems Cobra Kai in season 4. I so wish that happened. Yeah. Mm. Robbie saves Cobra Kai. Yeah, that was a good one. And it was always there. Like I even had a video um of it like impacting Tori and such. Where like Tori learns Miyagi Do, because you see Robbie teaching them like Miyagi Do moves. And I thought like Tori learning Miyagi Do would be like the crack in the shell or whatever, that peels away her angers and stuff. It kind of puts her on another path without her even realizing it. It didn't go that way. Instead, like we got the Amanda stuff just fine, but um yeah, it was a good theory. Without Elle, none of this would have really happened to kind of just justify she died in the end. Yeah, yeah. But would she sacrifice herself? Like something I thought was going to happen in Stranger Things that didn't quite happen is like, well, I thought like at some point the military was going to switch sides or something, or at least like not be after them, and obviously that's not what happened. um you know and that's ultimately why Elle sacrificed herself. She's like, oh well, they're always going to be coming after me. That's what Callie said. They're always going to be coming after you no matter what, and that's why she did what she did. But you know I don't know. Like it's Mike's imagination, but if Ella's really walking to this village, why is she walking like the wrong way? Wouldn't she come to the village on a road or something? Like she's just cutting through the land. Yeah, I don't know. Like even if she's just trying to get to some village, like you would think she would take the road. Like instead of like just randomly cutting through the land. I mean, so now we know the image isn't real. Even if Mike is right, this isn't. It's still only like his imagination of where of her. And from my understanding, is this location does not exist on Earth. Like this isn't a real place. This was just an imaginary place. So, um, like so we'll see. Um, Still love Cobra Kai season 4. Yeah. The Callie section. If she survived, where she now? I don't think Callie ever survived. No one ever said Callie survived. It was just that Elle survived, and Callie helped save Elle at the very end. That's the story. Callie never died, or Callie never survived in any version. Which guy in Stranger Things would Tori from Cobra Kai date? We all know Sam would date them all at the same time. Um, Honestly, Lucas or Steve? Probably maybe Steve is a little bit of a bad boy and a little more like athletic. The thing is, I think she would go with someone who's more athletic. So it's like, and that's basically what I'm going on. So it's like Lucas or Steve are your only options. Um, so I'll say Steve. I think she would date Steve. Russia's versus military storyline, which was one of the worst in your opinion, versus military. Russia or the military storyline. Which one was the worst? I gotta say I wasn't in love with the military in season 5. Like they're very much were just put in there to be like bad antagonists, um, to provide the motivation for 11 to basically sacrifice herself. Because they're never gonna stop. So um yeah. So yeah, which is why I thought the military was going to say, um, the Russia military, like they were in Hawkins, was a little bit like silly, but I don't know. It at least was a little bit better than um what we had in season 5. It's season 5. It just felt like a little bit crazy. Military's most useless characters on anything helpful they did. No, they never were helpful. Yeah, they're just plot devices. They're just antagonists to make it hard. That it's hard for them to get in the upside down. They got to go in and out, and they're constantly looking for 11 because they want her blood, and they're the motivation for 11 to ultimately sacrifice herself. There's only 2 waterfalls because Mike is the third one. Well, well, well. Maybe this is like a waterfall right here. It's a third very little waterfall. Yeah, I don't know. How did Sally? Well, that's why it doesn't really make any sense. Plus, how did she know precisely when to do the illusion and everything else? It was like she was like and knew exactly what illusion to do and everything. It none of it really added up. There's a big hole in Mike's story. Yeah, I could see Tori with Lucas or Steve. Good call. Absolutely. Steve doesn't radiate bad boy types much, to be honest. I'd say that's more Billy. Well, Billy died, but yeah. Russia season started out cool and interesting. Got to bring the USSR bad guy nostalgia from the 80s. Yeah. It didn't work well, though, in the show. Well, yeah, it was a little, I mean, it felt a little weird. Like the Russians are like drilling underneath the mall. like, like, oh, of course. Like, yeah, there's a whole Russian military base underneath the mall in Indiana. Like, what? I'm so glad Johnny took back Cobra Kai after Kreese and Silver did together. I was surprised Anthony is in Cobra Kai. Well, they're doing dual training, so they train both styles. So Anthony is learning it. The Russian plot line was hella entertaining. Remember that Terminator dude who happens to be the worst enemy that he somehow beat him? Yeah, of course, of course. The Terminator dude was good fun. Good fun. There she is. Where did Dr. K? Yeah, I thought there was going to be more about her, but really not. She was really just kind of like a generic antagonist, a way to get like Linda Hamilton in. All right, fine. If that's what they want to do, but but I was hoping for a little bit more. Um, Billy wasn't a bad boy. He was just a bad guy. Okay. Um, where are we at here? But you kind of got the impression it was the last time they were playing Dungeons and Dragons. Um, I mean, they still had summer break, I guess, but yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. If you had the chance, would you have killed anyone else off? Okay, good question. Uh, does anyone else's death make sense? Um, I mean, Murray, you could have done see, I think like Dr. K could have died. Like that's if you're doing like the military kind of like comes around or something and helps them in the end. Mrs. Wheeler sure did like the bad boys whose daughter wasn't their type. Hmm. How would season 4 Anthony do increase Cobra Kai? I mean, he wouldn't make it. Like Crease Cobra Kai was all about like um he if he thought you were weak, you were kicked out. And like Anthony would have been happily kicked out. So it's like how would Anthony do increase Cobra Kai? It's like he's not even in it. Like he's out. Alternate fan fiction of introducing Kenny. Anthony fulfills that role in Rebels. Gets his parents by Joni Cobra Kai. Pretty interesting. Where are we at? What do you think of Mike and Eleven's last kiss? Who was getting flamed all over the internet? Oh, in the thing. Where was it? In the truck spot here. Right, where did we go? She pulled him in. I don't know. I gotta find it. No, wait, is it before this? Oh, here it is. But you will. One day you will. Which is kind of an odd thing to say. One day you will understand. Um, Purple rain. I will always be with you. Aw, look at that. Look at that. Very nice. I love you. I like that they're kissing in her mind. um, and people, I know people were complaining he didn't say "I love you too" or back or anything. Um, it seems like he didn't really want to kiss her. So you know the funny thing is, I have to say, like we know that while they were shooting, Millie Bobby Brown had a big break at some point while shooting, and she went and got married. And so, like, this is probably them kissing after she's married, and he's thinking now, oh my god, like now he feels like a little weird. um, like he's like, oh, so now he feels like a little weird, doing it, and she kind of like goes. It's definitely like not passion, even though they're trying to play it. Like you could definitely see he's like, especially him, like he's like holding back a little bit. You can see that a little bit, like you know, he's probably thinking like, oh, she's married now. He felt like maybe even weirder. Especially if I don't even know, maybe her husband was on set, maybe not, but I don't know. But like, it's definitely like it, not like a passionate kiss. He's like holding back, for sure, despite it being theoretically an emotional, moment. What do you think of the possibility of Stranger Things legacy sequel, either show or movie, where Eleven returns as an adult leaders later? I don't think so, at least not right away. I suspect they're more likely to do a prequel. Like they got to explain where the whole mind flare thing came from that originally, um, what's his name, found and everything and got his powers. I feel like they're more like into a prequel than a sequel, at least originally. Paul's on the shower. Mike has his hands on her waist. I don't know where it is exactly. Okay. Um, Goodbye, Mike. Whoop. Oh, you got taken back. Okay. Um, Here it is. He has his like arms. Is it this one? She's like, it's a little weird because she's like grabbing his arm. I guess no. Okay. I guess that's just like her fingers are clenched, but like he's got an arm here. He's definitely not like embracing her closely, but I feel like, um, he's just probably nervous. I strongly suspect because Millie had been married now. um, have you heard the stuff online about conformity gate? No. I don't mean to talk smack, but I do agree with some people's Millie Bobby Brown looks like she's pushing 40 now. more in so outside the show appearances. Yeah. In real life, I don't know what she did, but like, and apparently like she put out a people are just used to me when I was young, but of course I'm growing up, and some people are like, no, Millie Bobby Brown, you're 21 years old and you look like you're middle aged, like you should look like a 21-year-old. No one's complaining that you like, yeah, you don't look like you're 11s anymore. You're like 2021 and you look like you're 40. Like that's what people are saying. Yeah, and it's more in real life, not necessarily in the show. Um Finn definitely terrified of Jake. Yeah. It's just the Botox and lip filler. Yeah. Well, I think if they do such a legacy, so it wouldn't be friendly. So another. Yeah. I mean, I think they would do there's always a possibility of some sort of sequel show or whatever legacy show as you call it, but I think it would be after like a prequel show or something. Is Stranger Things going to do this whole thing? We've spin-offs, sequels, and prequels. That tells you they're still trying to rival Cobra Kai. They're doing the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's directly like rivaling Cobra. It's just fucking what everyone does now, for better or worse. And I feel like these days maybe it's a little bit more the worse. Um, let's you got a popular brand, just keep milking it, keep going with it. Don't end the story, just keep it going. Yeah, they used Prince. I was gonna say, even when they were playing, I'm like, there it is, Purple Rain. That one look at his open hand. It's just so awkwardly like set here on her like waist. It's so awkward. It's definitely not like a tender moment or whatever. Oh, conformity gate. I don't Why is it called conformity gate? Obviously there's no secret episode. There's no secret episode. So here's a funny thing. Way back before season 5 came out, Cobra Kai season 5 came out, I was making videos, but they just started the writers room for Stranger Things 5. And there was a thing, and I thought maybe there was going to be a 0 episode. I put out a theory about a 0 episode long ago. That was wrong. It was just wrong. I loved the idea, but there's no 9th episode, there's no 0 episode. Go look it up. Okay. Conformity gate? Oh, there it is. Conformity gate trending. All right, here we go. The concept of each episode count from every season following a pattern 8, 9, 8, 9, 8. And if there was a 9th episode, it would break the pattern, breaking out of conformity. They graduated in 89 despite being the class of 80s. They were never the class of 87. That's just a typo or promotional. It said promotional. They were the class of 89, that's for sure. What it feels like to be conformity. Okay, I'm just browsing conformity gate. I don't even get why it's called conformity gate though. Is it just talking about the number of episodes? 7, another part 2, trick altered images, Kindle. What? Everyone on January 7th. Stranger Things 5, Volume 3. Why do people think, God, man, people just imagine the craziest things. Look, there's no secret episode. Look, but yeah. Millie doesn't look that old. She looks very younger. I mean, I think in the show she mostly still looked like herself, but it's like, but like at the like premiere or something, people were like, "Whoa, what happened?" Still waiting for that crossover, aren't we all? Hear about the big three's Ferris Bueller got canceled. Yeah, I think I did. That's a good point. I think what was it? Paramount or whoever, they were cutting back. Where the fuck is the episode? It's just the people on the internet make stuff up, man. That's all I can tell you. The middle 11 chemistry compared to the Lumax is hilarious. Told you Lumax is the heart of the show, man. No offense. Well, I wouldn't say they're the heart of the show, even if the actors play off each other better. But in their defense, Sadie Sink didn't go get married, which would make him feel weird. I just feel like this was shot, because I know that I even remember when Millie Bobby Brown got married, even saying, "Wow, she got married in the middle of the shooting of season 5." Like, she got married in the middle of the production. I just assumed she would wait till after, right? It makes sense, but whatever, she got married during production. And since this being like one of the very last scenes, it was probably shot at the end of the production after she got married. It's so poor Finn. It is funny. He's like, "Oh no." He's not a touchy guy. What can you say? He likes to keep his distance from his girlfriend. Doesn't want her to get a wrong idea. I can't say whether performing is real. They got us real good. No, it's not. If we look at it, you will very slightly start to believe. But I mean, Stranger Things has one of the largest fan. No, I don't think I would slightly believe it, even if I look at the evidence. I understand how people can convince themselves of things. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and look, I'm not perfect, but like I've seen fans convince themselves of things and have all the proof to back it up, and it's just not there. Like, the most obvious being, like, if they had a 9th episode, they would have had to shoot it, and they didn't. Like, where is it in the production? Like, there's nothing. Sadie Sink on Fallon. Cool. There are videos into showing people going on Netflix, typing in episode 9 and typing in fake ending, and Stranger Things popped up. Oh man, I want a Cobra Kai Miyagi spinoff. I think we'll get it. Hector Salazar spinoff. Yeah, we didn't get enough Hector Salazar. When it comes to these wild conspiracies, one should first ask themselves, how does this serve Netflix and the producers money? If it didn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Correct. They planned it the way they did. They had a big 2-hour finale on New Year's Eve, and that's that. There's no reason for, like, what's the reason? Like, imagine them sitting down with like the executives and be like, we want to do a 9-episode season. Okay. Hey, we got an idea. What if we like release 8 and then make the 9th episode like a shock and surprise? And they're like, huh? It's worth noting. We'll bring this back. Um, when they were originally, um, when Cobra Kai was originally going to do 15 episodes, like like some of the original idea was to like keep it like 15 episodes to keep it a secret, and they were gonna and so this was actually a plan originally somewhere with Netflix, between like Netflix, shit, between Netflix and John Josh and Hayden, like we'll have 10 episodes, and then like maybe when after the 10th drops, either at the end of episode 10, or like announce a shock, a surprise, um five additional episodes. But like they realized early on, like they're probably not going to be able to keep it a secret. um I cracked it long before even they went into production, like, or something. um when was that? Yeah, that was like, because that was like right when Obliterated was coming out. So like I had cracked like the 15 episodes. I don't even remember. How did I do that? I have to go back. I don't even remember. Um, but I saw that there were like 15 episodes on the dock, and it was always 15 episodes. But the point being, and they gave up, and they just announced, 15 before season 5 came out. Um, it took a while for me to be validated, but that happens. I mean, I'm used to it. But the point is, like it's, you can't keep it a secret. You can't, like, they couldn't have shot a ninth episode, because there would be like hundreds of cast members, or not cast member, but hundreds of crew, special effects, all who like worked at, like, you wouldn't have kept it like a secret where only some fans figure it out by like by like going on Netflix and typing Stranger, like that's how fans figured it out. Like you ultimately just can't keep it a secret, as Cobra Kai showed, like in new. So they just announced it. Maybe we'll hear more Prince songs. You'll be here. No. Hey, Watch Party, you ever seen the movie Art of Self Defense? I don't think so. I kind of like Jesse Eisenberg though, but maybe that's just because I liked him as Mark Zuckerberg. I liked him more than the actual Mark Zuckerberg. Go to the first Lumax epilogue kiss and pause it. Okay, epilogue kiss Lumax. Let's see. Is that when she's skateboarding? Here. Woo. Yeah. Notice, like, he's not worried that she's married. Like, they just went for it. Like, Finn did not. Well, that wasn't such a great kiss. What are you talking about? Okay. Well, that's a little bit more. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I mean, they just went for it. Some actors kind of just go for it. And be like, be damned, our characters are like really into each other. This is what they would do. Some actors feel a little hesitant. I mean, we could go through Cobra Kai like that, and I could show you. I know where they were going for it and where they were a little hesitant. Um, but yeah, biggest load of copium. You didn't like the finale, but it is what it is. You are correct, Saints Row. Nice to see you here. I haven't seen you in a while. Um, but you're right. It is essentially copium that uh, that they're doing. It leaked. Yeah, yeah. The whole season leaked, more or less. Miguel's father, Hector Salazar. Yep. That's what Artist Ultimate is, because I was wondering if you think a crossover between that film and Miyagi-verse would be a good idea. Probably not, but you never know. This is the shot. Okay. This is the scene when we had the movie theater, and we see, because we saw all the movies, the 1989 movies. Yeah, 3 huge shows all ended this year. Cobra Kai was the best. Um, maybe Stranger Things next and Squid Game, but those two are different. You ended. I think I heard of that one. All right, guys. I think I'm a little better. Like I said, I was gonna have a video out, but then like Friday, Saturday, or something. Like I wasn't quite feeling great, and it took away from my time. And then it was wife party's birthday, so I had to celebrate. Um, but I'll get some videos out. I want to get some videos out. I like to be part of the discussion and even drive the discussion, man. Cobra Kai was the best. No Mercy. It sure was, man. It sure was. It's not there. Yeah, it's not there, but it's probably actually this scene, because isn't the movie theaters around this set? So sometimes, um, because those were all summer movies. Those movies were all out at like the same time. I'm pretty sure. So, um, it was probably, they set the stage. I mean, the scene is set like that, but sometimes it doesn't actually show up in the show, and that's kind of normal. Although I mean, and then there's like Lucas. They're at the theater here, yeah, in their epilogue thing, but I mean, it could have been for this too. They had an exterior for that, but it's sometimes it's not in the show. Cobra Kai is the best show ever. Yep. Still had a better end. Oh yeah, for sure. Have a good night, everyone. I agree. What show will you cover next? We'll see. I don't know. I may do Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but I'm just not really happy with HBO, but maybe it's not for me to decide. Wish it wasn't 320 and I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, guys. Let's take off. Go to bed in the UK and wherever you are, get some sleep. I love you all. Be sure you're subscribed. Stuff will come. See you at the next watch party.